Hi, this is JP from No The Lights Over Arkham. Welcome to another deck testing video, and this time we are testing out Magneto's pre-built leadership deck against the Apocalypse in the last scenario from the Age of Apocalypse box. So I have set up the scenario and have built the encounter deck and all that. So I am using the new encounter set from the Magneto hero pack. I think it was called Hellfire. And then we are using also the standard 3 encounter set instead of the normal standard encounter set. So let's see how Magneto does against Apocalypse. So without further delay, let's get started. Okay, and we are ready to begin. So per setup we still need to deal one. Apocalypse begins the game in biomorph form and deal each player a face down encounter card. So we'll do that now. Then we'll give our deck one more quick shuffle, and we of course start on our alter ego side. So our hand size is 6, so let's draw our opening hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Magneto is all about discarding cards to gain benefits from those things, so let's see what we get. We get Magnetic Bubble, Won't Stay Down, Metal Shards, Noble Sacrifice M, and 1 double resource card. Okay, well, I think we want to get some setup done, and I don't think we have resources to play M immediately. And we don't want to use that ability either way. So I'm actually going to discard M and Noble Sacrifice to we're not using the metal shards, so we'll draw 3 more cards. So Cyclops, Death Focus, and Squared Off. Okay, well, let's see what we want to do. So we are going to change to hero form. There's nothing we want to do in alter ego. I think we'll use Squared Off to play Death Focus. We'll use Magneto's magnetic pull ability to discard cards, so we find a magnetic card. So we find Magneto's armor. So I think I'll try to build up the best I can here. So I'm 1 resource short. But actually magnetic bubble is a superpower, so we can exhaust Death Focus, reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you play this turn by 1. So that actually helps us. So we'll use Energy and Death Focus to play Magnetic Bubble. I'll keep these upgrades down here. And we'll use Cyclops and Won't Stay Down to play Magneto's armor. Okay, well, I think we are set up here, so might as well start dealing some damage. Oh yeah, this needs to be flipped over. So we have the forced response after resolving step 1 of the villain phase. Place 1 power counter here. If there are at least 4 power counters here, the first player removes 4 of them and discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until a superpower card is discarded and reveals it. Okay. So I think we want to just hit Apocalypse for 2 damage. So we are down to 14 health on Apocalypse. Nothing else to do. We'll go to upkeep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get Noble Sacrifice, won't stay down, Magnetic Missile, won't stay down, and Kid Omega. Okay, we'll go to the villain phase. We add 1 threat here, we add 1 power counter here. Apocalypse attacks. We have the magnetic bubble in play. So Magneto gains retaliate 1 forced interrupt when you would take any amount of damage, place it here. Then if there is at least 6 damage here, discard magnetic bubble. So we are probably tanking some of the damage here, keeping Magneto ready. So we'll take the damage straight on. Apocalypse hits for 2 plus 2 is 4. We'll just take 4 damage onto the magnetic bubble, and we also deal 1 retaliate. So 1 damage to Apocalypse. Encounter cards. We'll get Power and Decadence. When revealed, give the villain a tough status card. Give this card to the villain as a face down boost card. Okay. And Hellfire Pawn, Guard Patrol Search. Okay, so we have a minion, and Search is Celestial Tech. When revealed, for each Celestial attachment in play, resolve its effect as if the attached villain just schemed against you and attacked you. If there are no Celestial attachments on the villain, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Celestial attachment and reveal it and shuffle. So yeah, we are not going to give the Celestial weapon, so we'll search the deck. Let's see. Okay, so Celestial Armor. We shuffled the encounter deck, so this is attached to Apocalypse. So forced interrupt. When the villain schemes against you, discard the top card of your deck. If that card has resource has an energy, heal 2 damage from the villain. Mental, you are confused, discard this card. Physical, give the villain a tough status card, and then wild, do all of the above. So that's nasty. But yeah, that is the villain phase. So we might as well put guard and patrol here so we don't forget. Also, we have retaliate for now. So I'll put this here. So that is that round. Let's go to the next round. Okay. I think first off we'll do the magnetic pull ability here. We discard You Got This. So Magneto's armor. Magneto's defense is +1 defense this round. So I think we are going to defend. So first off, let's see. We can cheapen the magnetic missile. We don't have any allies in play, so I'll use Won't Stay Down and Noble Sacrifice to play Wrapped in Metal onto the Hellfire Pawn. Then I will use Deft Focus to play Magnetic Missile. So discard a minion with Wrapped in Metal attached, deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. But before that, I will hit the Tough Off. And also Wrapped in Metal means that attached to a non-elite minion, attached minion cannot activate, treat its printed text box as if it were blank, so there's no guard or patrol in play. Okay, then we will play the magnetic missile. So we discard this, deal 5 damage to Apocalypse, and I think I'll just play one stay down with my last resource. That is our turn. We ready up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squared off. Magneto's helmet, another depth focus, White Queen and Asteroid M. We'll go to the villain phase. We add 1 threat here and we add 1 counter here. Apocalypse attacks. For this I will defend because now my defense is 3. So 2 plus 2 is 4 minus 3. We'll take 1 damage, but we don't take the damage. We'll put that damage here. And we retaliate for 1. Okay, this boost card also came. So after this activation, the activating enemy activates against you again. Do not give it that boost card for this activation. So we forgot to do that because Apocalypse also had that. So now unfortunately we'll take 2 damage onto this. We'll retaliate for 1, and after that we have to discard Magnetic Bubble. But that's a good one. I think there's a way to now go to Alter Ego and shuffle Magnetic Bubble back into our deck. We'll see if we have the ability to do that next round. So the encounter card for this round is Giant Growth. When defeated, if Apocalypse is in giant form, he activates against the player who defeated this scheme. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to giant form and give him a tough status card. There's 5 threat on that. Okay, well that is that round. Let's go to the next round. I think I will do my magnetic pull ability first. Let's see. No magnetic card. So, metal shards. Attack, magnetic superpower, hero action attack, deal 7 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, gain a tough status card. So, that actually would defeat Apocalypse's phase 1, which means we would gain a tough status card. So I might actually be playing that, not feeling this squared off. We also would like to get Magneto's helmet in play. Let's see if we have enough for that. So if we play this, we need to use Asteroid M, White Queen and Death Focus. Then we can use 1, 2, 3 to play the metal shards. So we'll do that. We'll play Magneto's helmet using these 3 cards. And we discarded I think, yeah, we got wild. No, these 3 were not discarded. So we got mental, we have +1 towards, and the rest were energy. So we have +1 towards and +1 defense. So we'll use Magneto's helmet and Death Focus. I'll scooch these like this. Then we'll use squared off to play metal shards. So we'll deal 7 damage. We'll gain a tough status card. We have lost the retaliate already. And we'll go to phase 2 of Apocalypse. And we are still in the biomorph form on Apocalypse. So Apocalypse has 20 health now. Next, yeah, that is the end of our round. We'll ready up, draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get magnetic missile. We get Master of Magnetism ×2, new recruits, and face the past. Okay, well, not looking that good. Okay, we'll add a threat to the scheme. We'll add 1 power counter. Just have to find one. Okay. Apocalypse attacks. I won't do anything. I have tough. So we take no damage. The tough is gone. We'll get 2 encounter cards because of giant growth. First one is Sinister Strike. When revealed, place 1 pursuit counter and pursuit by the past. Then if that has any counters on it, the villain attacks you. Okay. So we have 1 here. Then the villain attacks me. I will defend. We don't take... no, we take 1 damage. Because we have a defense of 3. And the attack was 4. Okay. Then we have Plugged In. When defeated, if Apocalypse is in Cyber Path form, he activates against the player who defeated this scheme. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to the Cyber Path form and give him a tough status card. Okay. Yeah, well, that is the villain phase. Let's go to the next hero phase. Looking at the magnetic missile, I think I forgot to stun Apocalypse when I last played that, but it is what it is. At the moment, it seems like there are no good options in hero form for us. Let's see. Can I play an ally with this? So discard this card, return X4 or X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. So we have White Queen, a good thwarter. So we can discard a status card from a character. No status cards are in play, not that useful. Kid Omega, after Kid Omega enters play. Spend a resource, deal 1 damage to each enemy, or remove 1 threat from its scheme. Might be useful, but not that good of options available apparently. Well, we'll do the magnetic pull ability first. So we get Magneto's cape. That actually is useful for us at the moment. I'll use Master of Magnetism to put Magneto's cape into play. And after you resolve... Oh yeah, that doesn't trigger this round. Oh well. Yeah, I think I'll go to Alter Ego. And we'll discard this and get a thwarter into play. White queen has 3 health and Cyclops has 2. So I want someone who can do a lot of thwarting. So I'll pick M. So we'll get this into our hand and we'll use magic missile. Oh yeah, and before anything else, after you change to this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile into your deck. So before we do this, we have 1, 2, 3 cards which we shuffle into our deck. Now we do this. Then we'll use Master of Magnetism, Magnetic Missile, and do I want to play the new recruits? Okay, before we go to Alter Ego, we'll play this down. So new recruits play only if your identity has the X-Men trait, and that is why we do that before we go to Alter Ego. So when defeated, each player chooses one set aside new ally and adds it to their hand. So that is one way to get more allies later on. And we'll just spend the rest to play M. And we can thwart here. So we'll actually thwart. Let's thwart here. And that is our turn. We ready up. We draw back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Phoenix, Death Focus, Electromagnetic Blast, Warp, Rapid in Metal Shards, and Strength. So we probably will have a decent turn next round. We'll go to the villain phase. We add 1 threat here. And we have to add 1 counter here, so this triggers. So discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a superpower card is discarded and reveal it. This is a superpower card. So giant size Despot. When revealed, if Apocalypse is in giant form, he activates against you. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to giant form and place 1 power counter on the main scheme. So we change to giant form. So Stalwart, when forced response after Apocalypse changes to this form, heal 2 damage from him. Lucky he is already full health, so that didn't trigger. Then we get to Apocalypse schemes for 2 plus after this activation reveal this card. So attach to Apocalypse and change him to giant. Well, he's already in giant. Forced in when Apocalypse attacks you, you are stunned. Discard this card after this activation. Then when the villain schemes against you, discard the top card of your deck. And it is physical, give the villain a tough status card. Okay, then we get 2 encounter cards. So a lot of things happening here. Let's see. Biomorphic Blast. When revealed, if Apocalypse in Biomorph form, he activates against you. Otherwise, change to Apocalypse to Biomorph form and place 1 power counter on the main scheme. Okie dokie. So we'll go back to Biomorph form. After Apocalypse changes to this form, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. I'll just take it on Eric Lenzer. So that was that. Giant-sized despot. Okay, well, we are back to giant again. And we get to resolve this again, so heal 2 damage, so nothing happens. Okay, we got lucky there, but yeah, that is the villain phase. Let's go to the next hero phase. Let's see. I think for this round, oh yeah, we forgot to add the threat here. I have to double check now. So we got this. So we only added 2 here. Plus 0 from there. So we didn't advance. Okay, that's corrected now. Let's see. We probably want to play Phoenix. But before that, we will thwart this away. So this goes to the victory display. We get to pick one of these new allies. I don't think we need this one. Not this one. I think we want the thwarter. Yeah, we'll pick that one. So it comes into our hand, and these are basically out of play because we can't play the new recruits again. So we are able to get some allies into play, which is great. But now, first off, we'll use strength and wrapped in metal to play Phoenix. We ready M and heal 1 damage from her, and then they both thwart this away. So we will change to Cyber Path. So after Apocalypse changes to this form, place 2 threat on each scheme in play. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have thwarted this. So this gets 2, this gets 2, and this advances. When revealed, the first player discards card from the top of the encounter deck until a superpower card is discarded and reveals it. Superpower. When Source of Power, when defeated, if Apocalypse is in Biomorph form, he activates against the player who defeated this scheme. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to a Biomorph form and give him a tough status card. Actually, did... Okay, so Apocalypse already has the tough status card, so nothing happened, and we changed form, so Apocalypse doesn't activate against us. Okay, and there is 5 threat here also. Then we flip this. Rise of Apocalypse, 10 threshold. We have 1 threat here. I think these go away for now. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 power counter here. If there are at least 4 power counters here, the first player removes 4 of them and discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until a superpower card is discarded and reveals it. If this scheme is completed, the players lose the game. So we need to try and finish this before that. Okay, well... I think we'll play the metal shards this round, so we're not healing. We'll flip to here and we'll discard cards from... so we get the magnetic card with Magneto's magnetic pull ability. Oh yeah, before that we will hit off the tough. Then we'll use the cape to ready. Then we will play metal shards. So deal 7 damage to an enemy if that attack defeats that enemy, gain a tough status card. Well, it doesn't, but we'll still deal a lot of damage. And I'll use Depth Focus. Actually, I'll use Depth Focus and Electromagnetic Blast to play metal shards. So we deal 7 damage. And I will play Annul with the Master of Magnetism. And Annul has +1 thwart, so I think we will just, for now, hit for 2 damage here. We'll try to burst down Apocalypse now, and yeah, hit for another 2 damage. Okay, we'll go to, yeah, we'll ready up. Oh yeah, retaliate 1. Okay, so we'll take 1 damage here. Let's back up this, so 2 damage back. So we will thwart for 1 here. No, there's no reason to do that, so we'll thwart 3 here. Okay, we'll draw back up to our hand limit of 5, ready up everything. One, two, three, 4 more cards. We have Electromagnetic Blast, Face the Past. You got this wrapped in metal and metal shards. That's really good pull here. Okay, we'll go to the villain phase. Magneto attacks and I will defend. So 1 plus... After this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursuit by the past. That's okay. We don't take any damage. And we get encounter cards. We get Morphic Blast if Apocalypse is in Biomorph form. No. So otherwise change Apocalypse to Biomorph form and place 1 power counter on the main scheme. So we change to Biomorph form. After Apocalypse, change to this form, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. So I'll just take it on Magneto. Nowhere is safe. Place 1 pursuit counter on pursuit by the past. Then if it has any counters on it, discard an upgrade or support you control. Okay. What do we really don't need anymore? I think the Magneto's armor can go. And the inner circle, when revealed, place 2 additional threats here for each Hellfire card in play. There are none, so this gets only a couple of cards. Okay, well, it seems that we might be able to defeat... Okay, I forgot this. And yeah, so We take 2 more damage and we are stunned. That's okay. Because we can ready hit it the tough off or the stun off and go from there. Okay, so that is that round. Let's go to the next round. Okay, so we'll do the magnetic pull ability. We get metal shards. We'll ready hit the standoff. We'll use depth focus and Magneto's helmet to play metal shards with the electromagnetic blast. Or spend that also, so we deal 7 damage. And we'll use Face the Past, You Got This, and Wrapped in Metal to play another copy of Metal Shards. We'll get a tough and defeat Apocalypse. So I have to say Magneto feels quite strong for my first play of him. So this was my blind play of Magneto's deck and it performed really well. Yeah, I think Magneto might be one of the strongest heroes from this cycle. Even though I like Nightcrawler's ability and the mechanics in that hero, I think Magneto is just really strong. And the pre-built deck works really well. But yeah, that was Apocalypse defeated by Magneto's pre-built leadership deck. Hope you guys liked this playthrough. Thanks for watching and until next time.